Truck go. Worldwide boot camp was smoked by the truckload on the West Coast, where they sold me tons of love. I ain't on the West Coast, I'm in the East Coast. Doc and Trey D, cracking jokes about guns and drugs. Bugging on this whack rap ish from coast to coast. Why not the real from both sides? Link and go for broke. No ass joke. Like Barker, rock him, long arms like Dow Sim, snatch up your broad. Effort and passive, it don't mean nothing. Salute to the dog pound. Get well corrupt. Hope you're on your road to recovery. Rest in peace to my brother Young Noble. Sean lives on. Rest in peace, John Forte. Just want to, you know, give respect where respect's due. But welcome to the nation, y'all. Monster Nation, that is. I'm your host, your tour guide, the president of the King around here. I'm the landlord, owner, tenant, janitor. I'm out the damn floor with you if you don't follow the rules. Rules are you gotta like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for all notification. If you're trying to be a taxpaying citizen of the nation, leave us a super thanks or a super chat or a cash app. You know what I'm saying? Depends on you. Do what you want. We actually prefer the cash app, but y'all do y'all. Cash app tag is in the description along with the Bandcamp link. It's actually in there now already. Ain't gotta wait till after the video to get it. Yeah, all of the mixtapes are in the description. Well, the Bandcamp link is in the description along with the Cash App link. Bandcamp link is for those of you who would rather hear me rap than hear me yap. All of the mixtapes from Nonviolent Rock all the way back to Shell Shock, they all there. You want to get involved if you like rock raps. When you're writing on the walls, aka leaving comments, spell the names of our dignitaries correctly. You have monster, not monster. It's a A, no ER. Helter Skelter, not Helter Skelter. A's and H's, no E's and R's. ROCK. Don't forget my K. A K is 1,000. I need all my thousands. Oh yeah, and it's BCC, not BBC. Pause protesters, get your ass out of here. We are pause practitioners here. We're professional practitioners of the pause. You understand what I'm saying? We proficient in our pause practice. Practice it profusely. You heard? I had a debate online earlier. Not a debate online, but a clip was posted today. You should see it in my collaborations on this page. The Don't Quote Me not the Don't Quote Me podcast. The salute to my brothers over there. The No Bars Off podcast. Where it was a whole debate about the pause. But anyway, I pause heterosexual stuff too, not just you know what I'm saying potentially, you know. Anything that sounds unintentionally schmexual, I pause. So, what you got to say to that? Anyway, now on to the topic. Sorry for the debate. I was just waiting for some folks to get up in the building and all of that. And here y'all, how y'all doing? I seen Corey Holcomb has declared war on Joe Budden. I think it was worded that way in something I watched. It says, "This means war." Yeah, so you click on the video, and Corey Holcomb is referring to Joe Budden as Fruit Booty Budden. I didn't say he did. You know what I mean? And he's being supremely disrespectful. You know what I mean? He's no punches being pulled. He's going crazy on Joe. Right? Talking about, you know, I guess he's responding to Joe Budden, the Joe Budden podcast, you know, Joe and all of his castmates, his co-hosts, they will respond, you know, they talked about his situation with the female comedian that he assaulted on camera. And yeah, so I saw something that actually, you know, somebody else was covering this topic. They played the clip from the Joe Budden show because I didn't see it. Like, keep it 100. Like I don't like those like I only do like I do Ugly Truth Tuesday once a week. Sometimes not every week. I'll be on here for like an hour and all that, right? I don't particularly watch whole episodes of Joe Buttons or the Drink Champs or any of the podcasts that I like. I don't particularly watch the whole episodes. I watch the clips. So I didn't see what Joe Budden said about him, but I saw it this go round, and they was talking about the thing. They said that yeah, Joe Budden hit the lady, and what I mean not Joe Budden, Corey Holcomb hit the lady, and somebody said something. One of the cast members said something about he. It was reports that Corey filed a restraining order against the lady. And when those words were uttered by one of the castmates, the co-host, Joe Budden said something along the lines of, "What a bitch." And I guess that's green light city to go crazy. I'm not judging it. Well, I'm not judging that. Whatever. Defend yourself. Say what you're going to say. You know, whatever. My only issue with Corey Holcomb and the way he's handling the situation, I mean, granted, this is how he always was. You know, what I mean, he's always. I've been a fan of Corey Holcomb for as long as I've been aware of him. I've always been a fan, but you know, I can't come on here and shatter my credibility with y'all. Like when he was in the situation with the Anton Daniels dude, I felt like I feel like that didn't make him look as good as maybe he thought it did, or maybe he wanted to, or whatever. Like I feel like I didn't know who Anton Daniels was, but I know after that situation, I didn't hate him. I didn't feel like he was soft. I didn't feel like he was the one who was in the wrong either. And then the thing with the lady comes out, and I saw Corey speak about that before. You know what I mean? And I understand how a lot of these situations get diluted or misrepresented by people involved or people close to it or people not so close to it. You know what I mean? Like I'm from a hood. You know what I mean? We've all seen this. We all know how gossip and we have all had some sort of conflict and it was two sides of the story and one side of the story was a bold-faced lie. And as much as I love women, I've seen women get away with lie after lie after lie after lie. Right? So I don't, I'm not quick to rush to judgment on these situations. You understand what I'm saying? So, I mean, and then I was only hearing Corey's side of the story, so that was all I had. But when the footage came out, it looked really bad for Corey. You know what I'm saying? And I will admit that it don't look like as like I've punched people, like I've punched people, I slapped people, I mushed people. You understand? Like again, I'm from a hood. I'm not even going to say I'm from Brownsville. I'm from a hood. We all know how it gets in those hoods, right? Some people are victims. Some people aren't. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, some people fight. Some people fight or flight. And the point I'm trying to make is, yes, he did strike the woman, but from my eyesight, it didn't look like a punch. It's not, the body language, the rhythm of a punch, it didn't look like. It looks like a mush, but the footage is grainy and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So the people who saying it looked like he punched her, I can't blame him. I can only say that I don't think that was a punch. You know what I'm saying? But it looked fast, on a grainy film. It looked like some shit is going in. It looked like you don't see the whole thing. It looked faster, like by the time when the low amount of pixels make it seem like his hand went from here to there, and you understand what I'm saying? Am I making sense? Anyway, so I get how it looks, but I don't think it was a punch. I still don't think it was right. You know what I mean? Because I just now watched this one blogger, and he seems like I'm pretty sure he's a big Corey Holcomb fan. He all of his I believe all of his content is about Corey Holcomb. You know what I'm saying? And you know, he was talking about how everybody has a breaking point, so on and so forth. Yeah, everybody got a breaking point, but what that you don't when you break, you still have options on how you handle things. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm it's no, I don't think it's cool to tolerate disrespect from nobody. No, I don't think I don't think it's cool. No. At no age, from no gender, no, I don't think it's cool to tolerate disrespect. But you got a foul mouth, you know, you know what I'm saying? You got jokes, you can rank her out, you gotta, you know, you gotta develop a walk away game, you gotta develop a Cold War game or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like you ain't got. I mean, at a time, there was a time when I had homegirls that would beat you up, homegirl, if you got out of pocket, right? But I'm at an age where even you know my homegirls is too grown for that too. So you gotta sometimes you just gotta take the L and detach yourself from the situation. You understand what I'm saying? Let us slander your name and hit her with a defamation suit. That's what the adults do now. You understand what I'm saying? Like, word, like, it's wow. Let me see something. Let me see something. I just saw something that was interesting. Oh, damn. Give me a second, y'all. Let me see. Listen to this, y'all.
Healthy psychopaths. Everyone thinks Scorpios are healthy psychopaths. They stay calm while their mind is 10 levels deeper than everyone else's, and you never fully know what they are thinking. Scorpios read people instantly, catching motives, lies, and hidden energy in seconds, and nothing gets past their instincts. They look quiet, but their mind is always running, observing every detail without saying a word, and that is what makes them formidable in a smart way. A Scorpio does.
I want y'all to remove the word Scorpio from this and just put, I don't know, smart people.
Timing is terrifyingly precise. If you betray a Scorpio, they will never forget it. They may forgive you, but the door will never fully open again. Their memory is too sharp for second chances. Scorpios do not start drama. They simply end things silently and permanently, with no warning and no scene, just a closed chapter. They can go from calm to ice cold in seconds, not because they are unstable, but because their emotional control is intense. They can hide every feeling behind a straight face.
All I'm saying, like I said, remove the word Scorpio. All I'm trying to say is, I'm not saying that this ain't a Scorpio thing. This is a strategy thing. I'm saying like to deal with conflict situations. There are more than one ways. There are more than one way to deal with disrespect. You know what I'm saying? You can detach. You can you can punish people with distance. You know you can. It's just other things. You have options. You don't have to use brute strength, brute force. It's not your own. It's not your only option. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I'm saying. And it's like, and as like I've resorted, you know, like I've resorted to all kinds. It's a lot of people I've granted distance. I've rewarded distance for their disrespect because in real life, I have rewarded people the other for their disrespect too, and in a lot of those instances, I only hurt myself as well. You understand what I'm saying? I almost hurt my whole life. I almost nigga. How many of y'all were around? How many of y'all were around for the Rock Filthy but Not Guilty campaign? Oh, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. When I say Rock Filthy, y'all say Not Guilty. I used to say that shit on stage. You understand what I'm saying? because shit gets out of hand. You understand what I'm saying? Things get out of hand. Like, like I do something to you, you do something to me, my people see you do something to you. It get crazy. And as an adult, you don't want to put yourself or your loved ones in in those type of predicaments. You know what I'm saying? But for Corey Holcomb in this situation, my biggest problem with him is when all of this shit happened with the girl and TMZ was on his neck, he was acting like he was speaking like he was the victim. You understand what I'm saying? Like he didn't understand, like TMZ was being mean to him. And that bugged me out, right? I was like, huh? Seriously? Like, I would think you know the game. You know this. You understand what I'm saying? It is what it is. You shoot or get shot. You know what I'm saying? Uh, and then right after, I don't know what is this like a week or two after that, after all of that noise happened, he's right back going at Joe Budden savagely. And I don't think I guess Joe Budden called him called him a Mitch, and men ain't gonna take lightly to that. You know what I'm saying? Unless, yeah, you can't even say that playfully to some dudes. Some dudes you can't. It all depends on your crew culture, the culture of your inner circle. You know what I'm saying? It's a way you could throw in a bitch and your man not be offended by it. But it depends on your crew culture. They ain't mans. They not homeboys. So you know what I mean? But yeah, you could have. Yeah, he called them all kind of hard. He just went crazy. Fruit booty button. He was from Backdoria and all kind of this, that, and the third. Talk about he's a serial woman beater. This like he emptied the clip on this nigga. You know what I'm saying? Talk about Method Man situation. It wasn't Method Man that put hands on him, by the way, just for the record. Anybody who watched that. And salute to Craig Smith. Craig Smith is another dope comedian. You know what I mean? I got a lot of love for and all of that. You know what I mean? I don't mean no disrespect. I'm just, perspective. Like every day online I come on here and I tell people we should be a little bit nicer to each other. So understand that's where I speak from that vantage point. Like I speak from a vantage point where it's like, I'm from hip hop. I'm a card carrying ambassador of hip hop, and I believe that as much as I enjoy battle rap, I don't like beef and rap. Like the battle rap culture is fine, but the second it goes past, like when battle rap culture first came out, a lot of us didn't like it. Because we was like, that disrespect is too crazy. Somebody gonna get hurt. And if don't nobody get hurt, everybody must be faking. You understand what I'm saying? So this is why when Math Hoffa showed up and punched somebody in the face, we was like, oh, okay. Somebody's for real. Like, cause this is this is how we felt. We felt like I would have been punched somebody. You in my face talking about my moms and all that. Nah, B. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? But once we got ushered into battle rap, we got used to it. We all learned to appreciate it. Most of us love it now. It's like, okay, we get it. All right. They shake hands afterwards. Okay. Some of the shit is still a little bit wild, but we respect them for being able to do that. You understand what I'm saying? But as far as recording artists, hip hop artists, now we do this. We go on track and we battle with each other, and a lot of times whole wars start after that in the streets. So they'll be like, nah. So I'm, and I don't like all that. I'm from a perspective of we don't need none of that. Nah. First time I ever did somebody in hip hop, uh, it was bloodshed behind that. So I got a quick lesson. You know what I'm saying? If what you learn don't change you, what you learn it for. It's a bar. I got that bar from Buckshot though. Salute to him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm just like, yo, I mean, Corey, what we doing? I mean, not what we doing. We ain't doing nothing. I mean, salute to you, but that just made me feel, it made me feel weird. It's like, you 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 made it seem like you was getting victimized when TMZ was on you. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether you felt like they had an advantage over you because they're a bigger platform. You know what I'm saying? Or well, don't you feel like you have a tactical advantage over your ops too? On some level, what's the difference? You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm rambling. Salute to all parties involved, though. Like I said, I usually don't even talk about nobody that I'm not at least tuned in with. Usually, like somewhat a fan of. You know what I'm saying? Try to shed a little light instead of the dark. Even though I'm Team Nocturnal. If y'all made it to the end of this video, let me give 4 thumbs up.
Pause.
Dissing is in the DNA of hip hop. I'm pretty sure the first 2 niggas who ever the first crew of dudes who was rapping wasn't dissing each other. I'm sure they wasn't. I'm sure they was in the same crew and they was talking about unity. I don't know this for a fact, but I would bet money on it. And I don't bet money on nothing. Rock on, y'all.